Welcome back to the show, everybody. My name is Jeremy Baker. With me, of course, Mike Foligno. And what we want to go over today, a couple things. One is probably one of the most disturbing statements Donald Trump has made yet, which I know is
That's
hard to fathom because he said a lot of dumb shit over the last few years. And then two is what he did down in Georgia, making statements in front of the press regarding what's going on down there with hurricane victims. And it's grotesque because there's nothing this guy won't make into a campaign ad or a campaign stop. We saw the incident in Arlington National Cemetery where he used dead soldiers as a backdrop for a TikTok video. And now you see him down in Georgia lying to people, saying that Joe Biden's administration is not helping. He's doing nothing. And then Donald Trump has the nerve to say that he personally, they brought trucks down there with all kinds of aid, which was a flat out lie. He didn't even bring rolls of paper towels with him.
I see what you did there.
But what he did do, and I can't believe that his staff did this, is they took bricks from one of the buildings that was completely demolished by the hurricane, and they built Trump his wall. Donald Trump always wanted a wall built. Well, there you go. They built him a little fort. So Trump is happy because he finally got his wall built. And I can't believe that they would do that.
Size.
It looks stupid. It looks terrible. It looks.
Wait, do you remember when he did that press conference in a tiny desk?
No, I don't remember that one.
Yeah, he did this press conference in this little miniature desk where he looked like a big oversized idiot. Like, you know, when you go to like PTA meetings and you sit in the elementary school desk?
Yeah.
That's what he looked like. So
he
loves them small. I guess it makes him feel right at home with his small things.
All right. So before we go to what he said down in Georgia, let's go over some of the stuff because he was in my state of Pennsylvania recently, talking to a just electrified crowd of people that were paid to be there. Some people were falling asleep. A lot of people were leaving.
But no one was leaving. No one's leaving.
No. I'm sorry. Yeah. According to Trump, nobody leaves his
They're going to take pictures. They're going to get pictures.
Right. So here's a couple quick clips, just some highlight reels of some of the stuff that he said, some of the riveting stuff that he's talking about on the campaign trail. So here's the first one.
On day one of my new administration, the invasion ends and the deportations begin. We get them out.
So
Wisconsin yesterday, and except for the fact that the administration would not let us have we had 50,000, maybe more people, and we were going to do an outdoor rally, and we ended up having to do it inside in front of about 1,000 people. But we had 50,000 people that showed up, but they didn't want me to be outside. No muscle content.
That seems like a lie.
No muscle. We need a little muscle. Then they bring in another one. But he's got a weak face. He looks weak. No, these guys have the whole package. Ever notice this was such a big deal, the environmental stuff? I haven't heard the environmental stuff mentioned in
Trump
6 months. You know why? Mike is saying, don't talk about it now. No, it's one of the great scams of all time. You know why they don't talk about it? Because people aren't buying it.
But it gets worse because Donald Trump apparently also misses Joe Biden very, very much.
He only understood his existence in terms of Joe Biden's existence. So now that Joe Biden is doesn't care about Donald Trump, he doesn't know what to do with himself.
Yeah, exactly. So here's a clip of him talking about his former buddy Joe and making fun of Joe Biden's golf game, I think. Kind of weird.
Joe.
I'm sure this is what the American people are very concerned about.
He got 14 million votes, whatever you want. I'm not a big fan of his. I wouldn't say he's exactly the greatest. Do we agree? Not exactly the greatest. He doesn't have any idea where the hell he is, but I think he's better than she is. And he had a base. He had a little base because of years and years. He made up a lot of it. He said he lived here, he lived there. He said, I used to fly jets too. If pilots came in, I used to fly jets. If truckers came in, I used to drive a truck. The worst of all, though, was when he said, I want to play him in golf. He wants to play me in golf. You ever see him play? Yeah. And Trump.
Yeah, this is what the American people are concerned about.
To himself in. Oh,
I know. I can't stand when people refer to themselves in the third person. Donald Trump does it all the time.
Trump play golf, swing ball.
Swing ball. Trump have good golf swing.
Good make golf, man.
Oh. All right, so those are some of the dumb things that he said. Let's get to some of the more dangerous things he said. Actually, probably one of the most dangerous things he's ever said. Donald Trump actually suggested the Purge. I don't know if he was watching movies the night before and maybe watched the Purge. He's like, I like that idea.
Sit still for 2 hours. But you know what scares me? The Purge is the citizens attacking each other to get out their aggression once a year.
Right.
What Trump is talking about, and you will hear it from his mouth, is that he's advocating for police to commit basically unbridled violence on the citizens.
Right.
Just watch it.
Out that the 950 is a misnomer because you can steal whatever you want, you can go way above. But you'd see, originally you saw kids walk in with calculators. They were calculated. They didn't want to go over the $950. They're standing with calculators, adding it up. You know, these are smart people. They're not so stupid, but they have to be taught. Now, if you had one really violent day, like a guy like Mike Kelly, put him in charge. He's a great congressman. Would you say, Mike, that if you were in charge, you would say, oh, please, don't touch them. Don't touch them. Let them rob your store. All these stores go out of business, right? They don't pay rent. The city doesn't have it's a chain of events that's so bad.
And that idiot is nodding.
One rough hour, and I mean real rough, the word will get out, and it will end immediately.
So the police brutality we see all the time, primarily aimed at the brown and black community, that's not stopping crime. So do you just want cops to mow down a bunch of protesters to prove your point that you're a big scary president, man?
Yeah, because we know Donald Trump's talked about before giving police absolute immunity,
and also
whatever.
His example is a lie about people walking into stores with calculators because they can get away with stealing $950. But let's think about this. He didn't start his little evil tirade by going, man, if people commit violent crimes, the cops should be violent towards them to prove a point. That's not right either. But no, it was people stealing things in stores. The cops should be super violent against them.
Right. And just so everybody knows, no thief is going into the store with a calculator and calculating how much stuff they're stealing.
I have a rain check.
Right, because obviously that would take a very long time, and then you would probably get caught.
They put Skittles in their hoodie, right? And then they're okay. And then as they're counting, their stuff just gets filled, and no one's talking to them.
Or they forget to add, item, and it's like $950, $53, and they're like, "Oh,
round up or do you round down?"
Because I don't know if anybody's seen somebody like. Imagine going to Walmart and stealing $950 worth of shit. That's like 5 carts full worth of stuff. It's the dumbest thing ever. Right. If you steal something for $5, you're still going to get in trouble. Okay. So this whole theory of his, as long as you steal with under $900 and some odd dollars, you're okay.
But also,
it's not a thing.
If you steal something at all, that's not a life-saving device. No one has a right to kill you over it or maim you over it. Property to Republicans is more important than life. They say they're the party of life, but we know that's not true. They're the party of death and the party of property and the party of profit. So listen to Trump when he's telling you what he thinks, because that's what the Republican Party stands for. They'd rather kill a bunch of people trying to get food, than do anything with, I don't know, all the rapists in their party.
Yeah, so if Donald Trump, I wonder under his philosophy of shooting somebody or letting the police kill somebody for stealing food or electronics or whatever, I wonder what the penalty would be for stealing classified documents.
Whoa. That's different.
Right, because they don't have a price tag on them.
See, he didn't steal property that made anyone money. Right. So it's just papers. It's just word. What do words mean?
Just words. All right. So the last video we want to show you before we wrap this up is Donald Trump's response, his absolute blatant lie on camera down in Georgia, talking in front of his brand new brick fort.
I want to thank everybody. And we came down with truckloads of things, and we're going to have that done by Franklin's incredible organization. They've done such a good job. We've done this before, but we have a lot of truckloads of different items, from oil to water to all sorts of equipment that's going to help them.
Who's doing that? Who's paying for it?
We're here today to stand in complete solidarity with the people of Georgia and with all of those suffering in the terrible aftermath of Hurricane Helene. Hurricane Helene turned out to be a big one. This is a tough hurricane, one of the wettest we've ever seen from the standpoint of water. Just about the biggest that anyone's seen. I spoke with all of the relief people, all of the people that do this for a living and do this at least to help, and they said they've never seen one this bad. Rarely have we had an experience like it, and it certainly is not good.
I had to include. I've been waiting to include that clip of Donald Trump.
All you got to know, all you need to know is that Project 2025 explicitly calls for the elimination of NOAA and other weather monitoring organizations in the government. Yep. The only reason that more people didn't die and more, property wasn't damaged is because they knew it was coming and some people got out of the way. They battened down the hatches, and we have emergency crews a little bit to help them. Okay. So remember when Donald Trump drew the path of a hurricane with a Sharpie?
I was going to say that.
We won't even know that hurricane's coming until there's people flying out of their homes and dying in the streets because he did nothing, because that is what Donald Trump wants to do.
Right. Nothing. And they think FEMA is wasteful spending, so there won't be an emergency response under the Trump administration. So.
No, and all the Republican states that when tragedies like this happen, they hate socialism, they hate everything. But as soon as there's a tragedy that their garbage underfunded state can't pay for, they're like, oh, Mr. Federal Government, please send FEMA.
Yeah, everybody hates socialism until they're standing on the roof of their house. Then they love it.
Boom.
So, yeah, that's it. That's all we have for today. Again, I know I'm voting for. It's not this maniac. It's definitely Kamala Harris and Tim Walz for sure. If you like this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. If you'd like to become a channel member, you can now do that. For a few dollars a month, you can help support our work and help us grow. We really appreciate it. But again, if you don't want to, that's absolutely fine. Subscribe is completely free, and that's all we need from you. So yeah, other than that, we will see you on the next episode, and we'll talk to you soon. Have a good day.